Got an update. Look, it's the actual truck. It's back in the shop again. Amazing. It's only been 4 months since I've done anything to it. So I thought I'd go over. I actually hit 600 subs this past week, which is awesome. Even though I haven't put a video out in 4 months. Sorry about that, guys. I promise more content. Some badass stuff showing up. Definitely more to come. Actually making some progress on this thing. So I thought I'd take today and get everybody up to speed and show the current state of the truck and my plans and what's going on. So as you can see, for those that don't know, this is a 2000 Dodge Dakota regular cab sport. This is not an RT. I know everybody flips out about that damn Z code like it makes them special. This is just a regular, this truck started life as a V6 3.9 liter 5-speed truck. So this truck only has probably about 65,000 miles on it. So I know it's hard to tell. It looks like a piece of shit right now, but I'll do a quick little walk around. Ignore the cheap eBay bed cover that's full of water right now. That's getting replaced. So as you can see, no intake. My intake will be here Monday. I have the tracking information from BTR. I've waited since Thanksgiving for this intake, and I'm stoked. It's worth the wait. I know I could have swapped it out. I know I've been impatient, but it is absolutely worth the wait. This intake is badass. I think the intake's perfect for what I want to do with this. For those that don't know, I have the BTR Equalizer 1 intake coming. This will be the very first and only Dodge Dakota at the time with that intake on it. So I'll have the first one. Awesome. The intake's basically designed to live between 6,000 and 8,000 plus RPM. So which with these stock bottom end motors it's kind of counterintuitive to what you would think. But to help these things live longer, you actually want to spin them faster, because if you keep the engine RPM up above peak torque, peak cylinder pressure, it's a lot easier on the rods in the bottom end and the pistons than if you're chugging along making boost at 4,500 RPM and you're maxing it out at 6,000 RPM. You're going to load those rods a lot more. And eventually that's going to lead to them failing. So with these stock bottom end motors, there's guys shifting them at 83, 8,500. I've seen some go higher than that. I think Capizzi shifts his at like 83, 8,400. So this is a 2010 5.3 liter Gen 4 aluminum LC9. This engine originally came with the AFM, the active fuel management, which means it could disable or enable cylinders while you're cruising. And it also came with the variable valve timing. I've done away with both of those. It no longer has either of those. It has a stage 3 Little John Motorsports twin turbo cam, which may be on the big side. We'll find out. I may actually drop down to the stage 2. I don't know. We'll see. It has 243 heads on it. It has the LS7 lifters, the Brian Tooley one-piece hardened chromoly push rods, thick wall push rods. It's got the Brian Tooley 660 Platinum double spring kit. It's got the upgraded trunnions, comp trunnions. I'm trying to think. It has a LS3. I think it's an LS3. Yeah, LS3 or LS2. I can't remember. Timing set in it. Let me think. It has a new oil pump. It has the Hummer H3 oil pan for added clearance. Other than that, it's just your typical Gen 4 5.3. I did pull the rods and pistons out, and I gapped the piston rings to like between 20, like around 27 to 30 thou. So put those back in. But it is a stock bottom end engine. It has twin China Doll 6062s on it right now. We're gonna see how far I can push these. A friend of mine has these on his car and they make 700 very easily. So we'll see what these do. My goal is to max them out. And once I max them out, I'm gonna put probably twin S366s on it. And that'll be way more than what these are capable of. These are CX Racing, just generic T4 to 3-inch V-band elbows that I had the gates welded onto. These are VS Racing 44 millimeter wastegates, and they just dump straight down into the down tubes. I made the down tubes just out of mandrel bent tubing. Has dual 14.7 wide bands kits on there. Let me see here. Right now it is in the no intercooled setup. That's going to change. You can see right now both turbos dump down into a Y and they come up and it'll dump right into the intake. That is going to change. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the intake, flip the intake around and put it right through the firewall and put a nice frozen boost air to water intercooler under the dash, and then bring it out back out of the firewall and meet up with the turbos. So that will be interesting. We'll see how that works. Let's see here. And I have a manual brake conversion with a Strange Engineering master cylinder with a Jegs manual prop valve. I had to do that to clear the downpipes to keep everything up away from the suspension and allow the tires to turn. You can see I cut the inner fenders out. Come over here. Got a catch can to dual 10AN, fittings in the valve covers. And down there, it's hard to see, but I have one set of coils, and then I have another set of coils over there. Those are just LS2 coils. Right now, I'm just using a set of custom-made Taylor wires. I'm going to send those into FireCore and have them recreate them with their wires. Let's see here. There's the tranny cooler, tucked up nice behind the front wheel. And if you look, it gets a straight shot of air right through the front factory fog light hole. So, tire engine harness is all custom built by me. Everything's labeled. You can look here. Here's my ZR1 map sensor. You can see it's all heat shrink map. Everything's covered in Tech Flex. So, my dash 10 feed, PTFE and Fregola fittings, and dash 8 return. Don't know if I'm going to have to change those up or not with this new intake. I don't know. With the factory Trailblazer SS intake I had, it would fit under the intake. The throttle body was here and it would fit under, and I had the regulator mounted right here. Not sure that's going to work, so we'll find out. Holley Steam Kit. This is a Gen 4 LS F body power steering pump with turbo close quarters bracket kit from I think it's lsbrackets.com. Really good guys. Yeah. Factory radiator, got the overflow tank down there, got the Punisher logo. Let's see here, come around. Inside has nice cricky seats in it. I just put these in last fall. Everything's spaced out so the cage should go right around them, nice and easy, and have plenty of clearance. Right now it still has the factory steering column and the factory dash. The factory dash has been gutted. I took a saw behind it and just gutted everything that wasn't needed. So I could pull this whole dashboard out with about 5 or 6 bolts and it doesn't weigh anything. I can have this whole dashboard out of this truck in probably 10 minutes. My TCI Outlaw shifter with my Autometer track rocker switch panel. I made the bracket that holds that. You can see it's nice and solid. And the wiring, it's hard to see in here. Carbon fiber component panel that right now has the MS3X standalone computer on it, and it has a micro squirt that I still have to finish hooking up. That will be for an extra I/O input output. So I plan on data logging a lot with this truck. I'm a nerd for data, so the more data the better. So that'll help me. I don't have it mounted over there yet, but I got to get the micro squirt for the transmission controller that controls the 4L80 that's in the truck. That'll be going on there also. There's a few other little components that got to get put in and some more wiring to get done. Autometer gauges. And this is my Raspberry Pi touchscreen dash. That is not a tablet. Everybody asks me if that's a tablet. It's not a tablet. That's the Raspberry Pi display, official display that I have mounted in a custom panel. So you see I got turn indicators, got gauges, I got oil boost, and then over here I've got my exhaust temp and my fuel level. I need to put some more, I want to put more gauges in there where the radio was. There's no use having a radio in this thing. You're never going to hear it. And my Autometer big ass tack. I didn't show the exhaust. Both header down pipes, they come down and they exit right behind the front wheels. So some little Honda comes up on me on a light, I can throw it on the two-step and throw flames out and scare the shit out of them at night. That'll be neat. Coming around to the back. This is the biggest update. So far, probably one of the most expensive updates. These are Jegs SSR Magnum 8x15 wheels. You can see. Let me back up. I think they look really good. Mosier axles, Mosier 35 spline axles with a 5x4.5 bolt pattern. Has a Mosier rear disc brake kit with drilled and slotted rotors. Caltrac drag profile traction bars. It has a quick performance fabricated 9-inch with a Strange HD Pro aluminum center section with 370 motive gears. Definitely will take anything this combination throws at it, and probably the next one. So that rear end should take 1,500 horsepower just fine. All right, let's take a look underneath. Has charging post, the mandatory on-off battery kill switch. It's mounted right there. Both the fuel lines, -10s coming out of the fuel cell. They run over here to a shut-off valve, so I can shut off the fuel if I want to work on anything up or I want to work on the filters. Magnum fuel filter, a Magnum fuel 4303 electric gear drive pump. These things are monsters. That pump will supply a lot of fuel. Let me tell you, if you have a leak anywhere, you're going to know it real quick. Again, it has Fergola fittings, Orm Brothers hose. This is the -10 PTFE, and then this is the -8 return. The fuel cell is mounted up in the bed, as is the battery for the best weight transfer. And what most people want to see, the quick performance 9-inch fabbed housing. I need to weld, I want to put a back brace on it. That's the only thing I want to change about it, is put a back brace on it. I could have ordered it like that, but I figured I could do it myself and save a little money. Has the nice fill plug, the nice jack pad with the drain plug in it. I'll come over here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. This thing is a beast. It's the through bolt style, so it's stronger. Got the billet yoke, aluminum pinion support. It does also have a strange 35 spline spool in it. So, CalTrack drag profile traction bars. I don't have them set up. They're just pretty much sitting on there right now. The shop floor is not perfectly level in here, so I can't set the preload properly on them. So once I get it up on my drive-on hoist, I'll be able to set all that up. Calvert split mono leafs. You can see here. You can see this is actually just a mono leaf that's in two pieces and bolted together and then clamped together in the center. So these work very well. The combination of the CalTracks with that and with the shocks I'm going to put on it. The factory shocks on these trucks, one runs this way and then one runs up this way. Like I was saying before the compressor kicked on, which is fine for a stock truck that makes 200 horsepower. Not something that's going to make 800 on a radial or a slick. So what I'm going to do is I have a piece of DOM tubing. It's 1.5 inches, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to make a cross member across here, and then I've got shock brackets that'll weld onto the housing. And I'm going to have double adjustable Vikings perfectly horizontal in front of the axle. So from everything I've read and the guys I talked to, that should work very, very well and help make shock tuning easier and help settle the truck after the hit. So we're going to try that out. Drive shaft safety loop, which is required, and apparently I'm going to have to put one within a foot of the U-joint back here, so I'm probably going to have another cross member come in here with a drive shaft loop. The drive shaft, I'm going to have a carbon fiber drive shaft by PST, so with 1350 U-joints. Universal bolt-in cross member kit. I actually got to finish installing that even though it's all in. A post pump filter, Magnum fuel filter. My Continental ethanol content sensor. This truck will be on E85. This is the E85 fuel system. So both my Spartan 2 wideband controllers from 14.7.com. My 4L80. I need to get the bracket for my TCI cable. I gotta get that all ordered to get it in. And I still need my converter, no converter. So I need to get that. As far as the front suspension goes, I'm trying to find somebody either make or sell me a really nice set of tubular upper and lower control arms. And then I'm gonna put like 240, I'm not sure, pound Landrum front coils with double adjustable Viking shocks up front also. No sway bar, the sway bar is gone, don't need that. In the rear, it will have an anti-roll bar in the rear, and the cross member for that, I'm going to use the Rhodes Top Sportsman kit. The cross member will be like from here to here, and then the arms will come out, so it'll have brackets on the back side, so it'll be the opposite of the shocks. So I think that'll help a lot. Let me see, I know there's probably something I'm forgetting. These crappy front tires, everybody gives me hell for these things. These are just on here until I can get the 5-lug conversion done. I'm trying to make a deal right now for a set of pre-made 5-lug front hubs. So these are 6-lug still. So I want to swap these over to 5-lug, and then I'm going to run like a 17 by 4 inch matching SSR wheel. So I'll only have like a 4-inch tire up front, which will give me some more clearance to my downpipes and help knock some weight off the front end of the truck. You can see everything's packed in pretty tight. There's not a lot of room underneath now. When I started this, I thought I had so much room. That disappeared very, very quickly. I gotta stop saying plans for the future. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the factory bumper, factory core support, factory fenders, factory hood. That's all going to go away. I'm going to build a tubular support for the radiator and a tubular support for the front end, and I'm putting a Harry's glass one-piece fiberglass front end on it that basically has the fenders, the front end on it. And I'm going to use the Harry's glass Pro Stock hood, which has, Jesus, it's like a 6-inch bulge in the hood. That's going to go on. I'm going to use quarter turn fasteners for all of it, so it'll come off real quick. That's definitely going to cut a lot of weight off the front. Brakes, I'm going to put a upgraded brake kit in it. If I go with the 17-inch wheels, I think I can, I'm not sure, I think I might be able to put the Viper rotors in it. If not, I'll put the upgraded 03 and up rotors on it with really good pads. The rear brakes right now are single caliper. I'm going to have my buddy laser cut me a set of brackets, so I'll have dual rear calipers. These are just GM front calipers off like an 84 Camaro. So I'll have dual front caliper or dual rear calipers for when I want to foot brake it at the track. That'll help hold it a lot better. I want to put in the fiberglass Harry's dash. That'll go in probably when the intercooler goes in. Just that way it'll give me more room than the factory dash does. Even though I cut a lot of it out, there's still a lot of goofy inner structure behind it. The dashboards in these are all one piece, big chunk of plastic. It's a stupid design. As far as the bed, I'm going to basically slice the bed up and just keep the bed sides. Just keep these outer skins. Gonna lose the bed floor, gonna lose the inner fenders. The factory tailgate's getting replaced with a Harry's glass tailgate. The inner factory sides, those are gone, and the front of the bed will be gone also. So even this part here, that'll be gone. This is the back of the cab, but all this will be gone. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a 1/2-inch tubular support system that'll hold each side of the bed. And then I'm going to have a sheet metal 3-piece or 3-section bed cover that'll use just 1/8-inch thick aluminum with piano hinges. So you can fold it up to get to the fuel cell or the battery and then fold it back down. And if you want to take it all the way off, it'll have secondary folding slots that'll fold up so that it'll come out past the roll cage bars that are coming down. The roll cage that's going in at this truck, safety is going to be one of my big things on this build, because this should be a nasty little combination when it's done, and I've wrecked it 140 miles an hour street racing, and I don't want to do it again. If it does happen, I want to make sure I'm as safe as I can be. So I'm having my same buddies that did my pie cut exhaust pieces, they're going to put in a 10-point Docal roll cage. Docal is lighter and stronger than chromoly, so I'm doing everything I can to keep the weight down on this truck. And being a steel truck, it's still got steel doors on it and steel cab, so I'm hoping with everything done to it I can get it down to low 3,000 mark. So right, if I could get it at 3,000 at 800, 850 tire, this truck should be a nasty girl. So I don't want to predict ETs or anything like that, but it will be a solid single-digit truck. So right now the tires that are on it, these are just some busted ass, worn out Nitto 555R radials. These are 28, these are actually 275 60/15 on an 8-inch rim. But you can see I have enough room. I can run a 10-inch rim with no problem. So later on, if I want to slap on a set of 29.5 10.5 W's on here, they'll fit. So let's see if there's anything I'm forgetting. No, I think that is about it for now. Do a quick walk around. You can see how everything's packaged in this downpipe. The tranny cooler. Alrighty. Thanks for watching.